In this role play, I'll be playing the role of the client and the worker. When I hold up this note, denotes Harry, the client, speaking. Okay, Harry, thanks for filling out those personal info docs in reception and consent forms. My name is Adam. I'm one of the workers here at our service. You've come in on your own today, but are there any support people you would like me to follow up with about our meeting today? Oh, no, that's fine. I'm just here by myself and I'm happy just for us to talk together today and information to go no further than that. Okay, Harry, can you tell me a bit about the reasons why you're here today? Oh, look, I've got myself into a bit of trouble with the police. I was involved in a fight. There was a charge of assault and I have to go to court next month. Okay, Harry, it sounds like you've had some legal issues. Can you tell me a bit more about what might have led up to that fight occurring? Yeah, I've been drinking quite a bit lately. And now because I'm really anxious about the court case, I've probably been drinking even more. So, Harry, it sounds like you've identified that your drinking has come to the level that there's now police involvement, and you've also found that anxiety is causing an increase in your drinking. Yeah, I'm actually drinking up to 3 cans of mixed spirits a day for about the last 2 weeks now. It helps calm me down. Okay, Harry, I see. It sounds like you might be using the alcohol to medicate your anxiety. Have you spoken to your GP about how you're feeling? Yeah, my doctor actually has told me that I have social anxiety disorder. Oh, right, okay, so there is a diagnosis there potentially. Social anxiety can be challenging to manage. Can you tell me if you have any strategies to manage these situations when you're feeling anxious? Well, look, I don't have any real practical strategies. I tend to use alcohol to manage my anxiety, like when I go out to social events. And then obviously it's got to the level now where I'm drinking so much, especially when I'm out socially, I have to go to court because of this assault case. So it's really becoming increasingly a problem in my life. Right, Harry, so you've identified your drinking is a issue, and this is where our service can assist you in your recovery. Just while we're talking about recovery, which is how you'll move forward in your journey, supported by workers in our service, I just wanted to talk to you about your rights and responsibilities as being a service user. So you have the right, Harry, to feel safe and secure when you're involved in any activities with us. That's including staff and other clients that you might be involved with. You've got the right to be treated with dignity and respect, regardless of differences in lifestyle choices, language, age, gender, and culture. You'll be given information that's accurate, timely, and easy to understand in order for you to make informed choices about your recovery. You always have someone to speak on your behalf with your consent. We have the right and responsibility to you to respect your privacy and safety, as well as those of our service, other service users and staff. You may actively participate in all the programs that we have, and you have the right to work alongside your support worker in identifying and achieving your recovery goals. I've actually got an information pack for you, Harry, that's got all this information in further depth, including some websites and contact numbers that you can look into if you're interested in the further detail around rights and responsibilities. I also want to talk about the concept of advocacy, Harry. An advocate is someone who may act on your behalf and assist you in an attempt to obtain the best possible outcome in a situation. I've included in your information pack, there's lots of information about people to contact, such as the Office of Public Advocate and their website, if you wanted to look further into those things. I'd like to also just quickly talk to you about privacy and confidentiality and access to personal information. Again, all this will be provided for you to read in further detail in your information pack, but just some key points there. We recognise and respect your right to privacy and confidentiality in all aspects of your involvement with our service. We're committed to ensuring that all your information is accurate and up to date. If you have any concerns or questions about the information we keep about you, you may discuss this with one of your workers or call our office. You also have the right to access your personal information held by our service. There are specific details around that we can talk about together, or you can have a look at in the information pack and talk to your worker about the further detail there. There are certain occasions, Harry, where we do have responsibility as part of our duty of care to the public in general, that we do need to breach that confidentiality in cases where disclosure or evidence of a physical, sexual, or serious emotional abuse or neglect is the case. We also have to report suicide or threatened or attempted suicide, and we also we're required to disclose when there's any evidence of serious self-harm. That's a lot to take in, Harry, but like I said, that's all in the information pack for you, and you can talk to me or one of your workers in the future if you have any issues there. So medically, Harry, we've discussed what's happening behind the scenes, but is there any other diagnosis that you have, or medical conditions, or is there any prescription medications which you are taking that your doctor has prescribed? No prescriptions. But look, I do smoke quite a bit. I don't even really count anymore. I just pretty much smoke all day. So, Harry, it sounds like chain smoking is preoccupying a lot of your time. It must be costly for you as well. Yeah, I don't have a job at the moment, so it's quite expensive. Right, so sounds like you may be using the smoking to pass the time. Perhaps this is due to boredom, Harry, from not having a job. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, I just tend to smoke in my room. Other than passing the time, it also is some sort of medicating it to help my anxiety, because it brings my anxiety levels down. Okay, Harry, sounds like the smoking is a financial issue for you, and it's also occupying your time, and you're smoking because you're bored, and as much as it's also keeping you calm. We've talked about alcohol, and now we've also identified that nicotine is being used to suppress your anxiety. Can you tell me more about why specifically you smoke in your room? Well, I think it's part of the social anxiety disorder. I'm not the doctor, but I'm worried people are looking at me when I'm out in public, and with all the alcohol I've been drinking, I'm now really just tired all the time. I stay at home in my room. I'm not motivated to do anything or even see my friends anymore. Okay, so sounds like you're really lacking in energy, and so your alcohol consumption is affecting your ability to function physically, including with social engagement. I'm hearing you say that you're concerned about the amount of alcohol you've been drinking on top of the perhaps chain smoking, and that could also be affecting in your body in some other ways. What are your thoughts on that? Well, I also have lost a lot of weight, so it's affecting me physically that way. I'm not able to, I don't really feel motivated to eat. The other thing is I can't sleep at night. So Harry, what you're saying is you've come to the stage now where you can identify your drinking is impacting on your overall physical and mental well-being, and you've even got involved with the police. I want to talk to you about supports in your life, and including for your legal situation. So I've got a solicitor to assist me with the assault charge, and they've suggested, it was actually the solicitor who suggested that I come and seek support from your service, Adam. My mum is a bit supportive. I live at home with my parents and my little sister, so at least I've got a room over my head, and I keep to myself. I don't really talk to them much. Mum just brings me food to the room pretty much. And I occasionally eat what she puts there on the plate for me. Okay, Harry, so sounds like you've got some supports in place. I want to talk more about linking you into other supports and perhaps some of the goals that you might have as part of our service. So I've got a sheet here, Harry, and let's just work through it one domain at a time. So you can also have a copy of this goal sheet that you might like to keep for reference into the future. So we've identified some problem areas. So let's talk about those problem areas and what you would like to have to change to increase how you feel about that issue. So the alcohol and drug use, what would you like to do or what do you think you can change to affect that usage in a more positive way? Well, I need to get help to quit the alcohol and smoking. I'm ready to stop those two things because it is really interfering with my life, like you say, physically, mentally, and now legally as well. Okay, Harry, so one of the things we can do there is I can link you into a alcohol and other drug counsellor. I'm going to give you the contact for the local Alcoholics Anonymous support group. I've also got some phone numbers I can give you for Quitline. That's for smoking cessation, as well as Direct Line, which is a general counselling service that you could use not only if your mood's low and for your anxiety, but potentially also for helping you quit the alcohol. So the next domain would be your health and overall, let's talk physical and mental. What would you like to change there? Well, I'd like to put on more weight and I'd like to get fit and overcome my social anxiety and insomnia. Okay, so what I want to organise for you, Harry, is a support worker. It'll be a mental health support worker with training in mental health and alcohol and other drug use. So they could potentially support you to go to your GP appointment, which we've discussed, to talk about strategies for overcoming your anxiety, your sleeping issues. I can provide you with some instructions around improving your sleep hygiene, which is strategies for overcoming sleep problems, but do talk to your GP as well about that. I also want you to talk to your GP about a mental health care plan. And if you are open to a support worker, then perhaps the support worker can actually support you at the GP appointment to discuss all these issues. Yeah, that sounds really great. I think I would benefit from having a support person there with me. Okay, so social life and friends, or even spiritual, what things would you like to change in that domain? Well, I'd like to re-engage with my friends because I haven't seen them in ages. I'd like to join a social club and look. I would like to go to church if it is something I've done in the past. So yeah, I don't know how you can help me with those things. Well, Harry, your support worker can assist you again to explore going to church with you, because you have this social anxiety issue. So there'll be someone that you know and perhaps have developed a rapport with that can take you to that church group. Um, we can link you into a walking group to get your fitness back up. And even the support worker can help you to get out and about, just doing bills, grocery shopping, that sort of thing. Okay, yeah, that would be fantastic to help me in all those situations. The next domain, Harry, is relationships. What would you like to improve in that area? Look, I'd just like to be a good son and brother again. Okay, well, look, maybe we can discuss linking you into some family counselling if it's something that you are open to. Potentially a support worker could discuss with you where you're up to with your parents and little sister. In that sense, that's again the concept of advocacy. So we'd have someone there to assist you, to say what you feel you need to say to your parents, explain to them that you're now getting help. Look, that'd be really good, and yeah, maybe family counselling down the track might be something useful, but I guess little steps. Yeah, that's right. We need to do things slowly, Harry. We're not going to speed you through this process. It's really guided by your level of motivation, and you're in control here. We are just supporting you in the recovery process, and we draw on your strengths as we move forward. Housing. Now, is there any issues with housing? Oh no, look, my parents won't ever kick me out of there. Look, and I would let you know, or there'd be other options, I think, with friends if anything like that ever happened. Okay, that's good, Harry. It sounds like your family are a good support. They love and care about you, and they're happy for you to stay in the home. What about a job or education? Yeah, look, I would really like to find a job now. Once I get off the grog and the smoking, I'd really probably like to get back into employment. Okay, well, once we get the alcohol and the smoking sorted, and maybe working on your anxiety, we can the support worker again can take you to Centrelink and perhaps assist you in moving forward with employment services to help get you back into work. What about financially, Harry? How are you going financially? Look, I spend most of my money on cigarettes and grog. I'm just, mum and dad are paying all the bills in the house and paying for all my food. So, yeah, look, I'm drinking 3 mixed spirits a day. So after my Centrelink payment, I don't have much left. Okay, Harry, well, there are some strategies I can give you straight up there for your drinking and smoking. So you could use a nicotine substitute like a nicotine spray. It would be one way of not only improving your financial situation. They are expensive, but consider it to be an alternative to the cost of the cigarettes. So in that sense, it would be more economical. It's still giving you the nicotine, but it's just a more healthier way to come off that. And there's less harm to your body by using the nicotine spray as opposed to smoking. But your GP can talk to you also about that, and your support worker can support you to the pharmacy to discuss with pharmacists some options there. With your drinking, what about this? So if you are doing 3 cans a day of mixed spirits, try and have the second one as just a can of Coke. So you'd have 1 mixed spirits, then if you're still needing to move forward, the second one could be just a can of Coke, and then the third one, if you need to, could be the grog or Coke, as a way of just reducing the harm to your body that not only the grog is doing, but also in the long term would need to get you off the Coca-Cola if you're wanting to really get your health sorted out. How about exercise? How are you going with that? Well, I don't get out of the house at all. I did really used to like running though, so yeah, I'm not sure what to do there. Well, a support worker could take you to the gym, or like we said, link you into a walking group perhaps. Finally, Harry, legal issues. We've talked about the fact that you've got a court case coming up. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me, or anything you'd like to change in that domain? Well, look, Mum and Dad are helping me pay for the solicitor, but look, I am aware of legal aid, but I think we'll just stick with the solicitor at the moment. But I guess I might go to the legal aid office if I have any problems with the cost. I don't know how else you can help me with the court case. Well, yeah, we can certainly give you a referral to legal aid if that's something, if you can't afford your solicitor into the future. Either myself or your support worker could write a letter of support to address that to the magistrate of the court, just detailing your desire to overcome your alcohol use, and also what programs you're involved with us here, and the fact that you have this anxiety disorder underlying perhaps your consumption of alcohol and also the nicotine. So we could put all of that into a letter for you, Harry. So how are you feeling about this? We've talked about quite a lot just in that short amount of time. Yeah, look, it all sounds good. It'd be great to get some help to get out and get a bit motivated and get my life back on track instead of just smoking and drinking all day. Okay, Harry. So I'm going to provide you with an information pack that's got all the information about our service and, like I said, your rights, responsibilities. There's also a complaints and feedback form. I'm going to provide you with a feedback form about our session if you'd like to fill that in reception and hand it back to the receptionist. The next thing, Harry, is yes, definitely read through that folder. We've discussed your goals, and what I would like to do from here is see you perhaps 1 week in 1 week time. Feel free to contact me if you have any issues before then. At that time, we can look further at your goals. You can think about whether there's anything you'd like to change there. I'm also going to give you a self-completion form. It's something that you've probably filled out something similar in reception, but I'd like you to think about that during the course of the week and fill it out and bring it back to me next week, and we can have a look to see if all the information that we've gathered today marries up with your substance use and your the way that you've been feeling. Look, it's great that you've got a supportive family that loves you, Harry. And so, I wish you all the best. Please keep in touch. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss today? No, Adam, I'm really appreciative all your help. I've got a good understanding of where I'm up to in my life, and it sounds like you've got all the strategies that are going to help me move forward. I really appreciate your time today, Adam. Thank you. That's the end.